begin, I want to welcome you to meet Val Heart. I am Sue Schaefer and of Wedding Planning Fun. And Val is someone who I've known in many contexts, and her real gift is that she has unlocked the spiritual secret to more than just communicating with animals, but also acting on that communication to overcome health, behavioral, and performance issues. She's a best-selling author, a leading animal communication expert. She's founder of the Heart System, and that Heart System is to help solve problems with your pets. And Val's lovingly referred to as the Real Life Dr. Doolittle. She loves teaching animal lovers how to talk with animals so that they can save money at the vet, solve behavior problems, performance and training problems. And her mission and passion is to improve the lives of animals the world over by helping humans learn how to speak their language, understand their viewpoints, and heal. After all, she feels it's our love of animals that helps us learn to be better humans, and the more balanced and healthy we are, the more balanced and healthy they can be too. So welcome, Val.
Well, thanks, Sue. I'm delighted to be here. It's so much fun.
Yeah. What are the issues a couple should consider when having an animal or animals at their wedding?
I love this topic because, anytime we can include our animals in our life, especially such a huge event like getting married, combining families, and there may be kids, there may, for the older of us older folks, but there could be, you want to have your dog or your cat or, your bird even, or probably not your snake. But maybe you want, to do a carriage ride with your horse, or I know one of my one of my friends, Sabine Schlese, when she got married, they actually included their dressage horses in the ceremony, and it was extraordinary. I mean, a wedding to be, treasured and remembered and celebrated,
Mm-hmm.
but, there are some things we want to know. We don't want to just go, grab the dog and head to the church. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to include your pet in your wedding, but you want to be sure that they add love and joy to your special day and they don't wind up destroying the ceremony. As later you may be able to laugh at their shenanigans, but I'm betting that in the stress and the heat of the moment, having your dog or cat or pony eat your flowers or play catch me if you can with the rings, or having them jump in the middle of your wedding cake or knock it over, or help themselves to the punch, or maybe even bite your best man. Those are not happy, joyful scenarios. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So so it's when we learn to recognize and respect our animals for the spiritual master teachers and healers, angels and guides that they truly are, then they can make us better people, and they can add so much value to our life. So the first thing we have to do is communicate with them and find out, do they really want to participate? Do they understand even what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the short version of why to do it, why to consider it, and maybe, let's be realistic, maybe not. Maybe you could include pictures in the wedding snapshot photo book or something. Yeah. But does that help get us started?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you talked about preparing the animal and talking to them.
Yeah.
How is it best to prepare the animal, whether it's the pony or the cat or the dog?
Yeah, or the bird. I mean,
The bird,
the pirate theme wedding with the, the parrot on the shoulder. So to me, the best way to treat animals is, of course, compassionately and considerately, and that means communicating with them. So in my world, animals they feel, they think, they reason, they have insights and wisdom, they have questions, they have concerns. They can add to what's going on, and they do. They have roles to play in the family. They should have a say in what happens to them and what happens in their life. So communicating with them is critical.
Mm-hmm.
when we do, we can tell them the purpose of the event. You know, they don't know. Well, how would they know what's going on? It's like your child, right? You have a little child or something, and you're dragging him to an event, and you didn't bother to tell him what's happening, or
Mm-hmm.
what their role is, or what you expect of them, or what the purpose is, or what will happen after it, or what's expected of them, or any of that. No, you would never do that to your child. You don't want to do it to your animal either. So they need to know all those things. They also need to have their concerns and questions answered, because what you really want is your animal to partner up with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the first place to start.
So if you want to treat your animals well at the wedding and you want to be able to answer their questions, what do you propose that people do in that respect?
Other than call me.
Or find you at valheart.com.
Right there, yeah. So so what you can do, and by the way, on my site, there's my free course is the Quick Start to Animal Talk course.
Okay.
It's free on my website at valheart.com. And it'll tell you the 3 easy steps to send a message to an animal. Every animal owner or parent or writer or caretaker should know these 3 steps, because telling them what's going to happen is really critical. And then a little beyond that is learning how to hear what their concerns are and actually do a dialogue. But everybody can start by telling them what's going to happen, because you see it in your mind, you
Yeah.
feel what you're going to feel, and you tell them the story. And you do it all congruently. You don't want to be all aligned, all authentic, right, in the story.
Yeah.
And you would just tell them, here's what we're going to do, this is what it's going to look like, this is who's going to be there, these are all the people in the audience, this is why they're coming. They probably won't be there just to play with you. But, and this is when it's going to happen, this is how long it's going to go, this is what I'd love you to do, right? And how it would look and how it would feel. And how joyful that would be.
Mm-hmm.
You can also explore the what would go wrong, like the consequences of, let's say you've decided you want your dog to carry in the rings, and having your dog, do it the way you would like, which is, maybe parade in with the little flower girl, right? And stand really beautifully right there and so well behaved, and, and then being right at hand so they can get the ring, when it's time, and all that stuff, as opposed, and how good that would feel, how beautiful it would be and how amazing. As opposed to, the dog grabbing the flower basket and racing around church with it, or, like I said, catch me if you can, to get the rings. I mean, having the whole bridal party chasing the dog around the church is probably not a good idea. But you can explore the consequences of their choices, and what else they could do. You really want to talk about that and tell them why not to do that. That would not be helpful.
Okay.
So that's a little bit about how to get started, just having a conversation with them.
Excellent.
And then you'd want to listen to hear what their response is. Do they feel interested? Do they feel scared? Do they feel alarmed? Like, oh my God, how many people will be there? Do I know these people? Are they safe? Will I get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Will there be food involved? So those are some of the things you have to consider, in getting ready to prepare them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Val,
Okay.
and knowing that resource is available free on your website to get people started
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And that website again is just valheart.com, and it's a free resource to get you started and to walk through those first 3 steps. So thanks very much.
Right. Good, and good luck. I would love to send us some pictures of your wedding. We want to see how it goes.
Yeah, a good idea. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Sue.